The Sony ZV-E10 is a great little camera, but straight out of the box it does have some limitations. So in this video I'm going to show you some accessories that will help you get the most out of your ZV-E10. If you're interested in picking up any of the things I talk about in this video, I will leave links to all the items down in the video description. Let's kick things off with what is arguably even more important than your camera body, and that is the lens. Actually, this might even be the most important thing you can get to improve your ZV-E10. If you bought the ZV-E10 kit, it most likely came with this 16 to 50mm f3.5 to 5.6 lens. Now this lens is not terrible, but it is quite limiting, and there are actually a ton of options out there that will provide you with a lot more versatility and much better image quality. In my opinion, one of the most interesting options out there is the Tamron 17 to 70 f2.8. The zoom range of this lens makes it incredibly flexible. It's essentially a 24 to 105 on full frame. And if you've been following this channel, you know that I absolutely love that focal range. You would pretty much be able to shoot anything with this type of lens. What's even better is that this Tamron has a constant f2.8 aperture, which is pretty amazing for such a large focal range. And to top it off, it even has built-in stabilization. That is what the VC stands for in this lens's name, vibration compensation, which is Tamron's fantastic image stabilization system. So if you're an all-around shooter and you only want to carry around one lens, I strongly believe that this Tamron lens will have you covered in nearly every situation. However, if you are using your ZV-E10 for vlogging, so holding your camera out like this, pointing it at yourself, you'll probably be better off with a wider focal length. Something like the Sony 10 to 20 f4 or the Tamron 11 to 20 f2.8 will likely better fit your needs. Otherwise, the Tamron 17 to 70 f2.8, hands down the best lens for this camera in my opinion. Next, let's look at batteries and charging, because the battery life on the ZV-E10 is decent but not incredible. This camera uses Sony's tiny NP-FW50 batteries, which have been around for quite some time now. So if you just picked up your Sony ZV-E10, you're definitely going to want to get some extra batteries and a decent charger. I personally really like this set from Newer, which comes with 3 batteries and a multi-charger. All of this for the price of one single original Sony battery. So definitely an interesting option if you're looking to get some extra power for your ZV-E10 without breaking the bank. And so far it seems like these batteries have similar performance as the original Sony batteries. And a great thing is being able to charge 3 batteries at the same time. The original Sony charger only takes 1 battery at the time, which is just not very convenient. The newer charger has a small LCD screen showing the charge status of each battery, so you can always check what charge each battery has without having to insert it in your camera. The charger also supports USB-C and micro USB, so you can even charge your batteries on the go with a power bank. Another item I believe to be an essential for the Sony ZV-E10 is a camera cage. I have this camera cage from Newer, but there are of course a number of options out there that are all fairly similar. The first benefit of having a camera cage is that it gives the camera a bit of extra protection, but more importantly it provides you with a bunch of mounting options. This Newer cage has several 1/4-inch holes on the top, sides and bottom, so you have a lot of space to attach other accessories. The bottom of this cage is also an Arcus Swiss base, so you don't need an extra plate if you want to attach your ZV-E10 to a tripod. One of the nice things is that there is a tiny little screwdriver that is magnetically attached to the bottom, so you'll always have a tool there to remove or attach the cage to your camera. Of course, the cage is designed in a way so that you still have access to all your ports, your battery slot, as well as being able to flip out and turn your screen without any problems. Moving on, let's talk about what I believe to be the #1 thing to attach to your ZV-E10 cage, especially if you're a video shooter, and it's this thing right here. A top handle. If you ask me, a top handle is the cheapest, easiest to use and most effective tool to achieve better and more stable footage. It provides a more sturdy way to hold your camera, thus helping you to stabilize your footage. This one from Newer has a NATO rail, which makes it really easy to quickly mount or unmount the handle from your rig. It simply attaches to the 1/4-inch screws on the top of the cage, then you can just slide the top handle onto the rail and lock it. It even has these safety pins to prevent it from accidentally sliding off. The Newer top handle has a comfortable rubberized grip and fits very well in the hand. Having a top handle attached to the ZV-E10 just makes filming with this camera so much more enjoyable, especially because this is quite a small camera. It's nice to have a proper handle to help you get good footage. Another nice thing about this newer top handle is that it gives this ZV-E10 rig even more mounting options for additional accessories. It has several thread holes and 3 cold shoe mounts. So this top handle is a great option for getting stable footage, and especially a lot more budget friendly than, for example, a gimbal. But sometimes you really do need that buttery smooth footage that a gimbal provides. So I'll share a fantastic and affordable gimbal option for the ZV-E10 in just a little bit. But first, let's talk about filters. Some really nice magnetic filters that I can recommend are these from K&F. The way they work is you simply screw the provided magnetic adapter onto your lens, then you pick whichever K&F filter you might want to use, and it just snaps onto the adapter. This is a pretty cool system, allowing you to quickly put on filters without having the hassle of screwing them on and off. And K&F offers a bunch of different filters in this system. You have polarizers, ND filters, mist filters, and so on. And if you order a set, they come in this handy filter pouch to keep them nicely organized. Now, what K&F unfortunately doesn't have in this magnetic lineup is a variable ND filter. A variable ND basically means you can turn the filter and adjust how dark you want the ND filter to be. This can be really handy if you're in a situation where the light is changing a lot and you're having to adjust your ND filter more frequently. A quality option for a variable ND filter is this one from Haida. This 2-in-1 filter has quite a few cool things going on. It combines an ND filter and a polarizer in one filter. So one part of the filter allows you to adjust the polarization of the filter, giving you control over the possible reflections in your shot. The other part of the filter is the ND. The Haida has 5 ND options, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 stops of light. So it goes from slightly dark to fully dark and anything in between. Now, whichever filter you end up getting, I always recommend getting the biggest filter size and then getting a step down ring for whatever size lens you have. That way, whenever you do get a bigger diameter lens, you would still be able to use that filter. And these step down rings are really dirt cheap. I believe a set of these costs maybe 20 bucks or something. Alright, moving on, let's look at audio. Quite a few things on this list are related to getting nice looking and smooth video. Gimbal recommendation coming up next, but we all know that good video is nothing without good audio. The in-body microphone of the ZV-E10 is okay, but you will always get much better results with an external microphone. I'm going to share 2 options with you, and then we'll compare both of them with the ZV-E10's internal microphone. My first recommendation is the Rode Video Micro, which is a wired shotgun microphone and kind of a classic. I've been using this one for about 5 years or so now, and I'm actually using it right now, and it's a great little microphone that you can get for about $50. Rode has also released a slightly upgraded Mark II version of this microphone, which costs about $80. So both of them are affordable options, and both of them are guaranteed to provide you with decent audio. It's a very simple system. You just mount the microphone onto a cold shoe mount and unplug in the 3.5mm jack, and you're pretty much set to go. The Video Micro has a little shock mount, and it also comes with a dead cat, which is great when recording outdoors in windy situations. If you want a more versatile wireless system, I can highly recommend the Hollyland Lark Max. I recently got these, and it's a really great wireless microphone package. It comes in this compact charging case and includes 2 microphones and a receiver. The receiver has a nice touchscreen and a menu knob to adjust all your settings. The range on these microphones is pretty incredible. You can reach up to 250 meters with a clear line of sight. And another cool detail is the onboard storage system, which allows you to backup record up to 14 hours of audio. This is a nice safety feature, so you'll never miss any important moments. The way the Lark Max works is again very simple. You mount the receiver on your camera and plug a 3.5mm jack into your ZV-E10. Turn on the receiver and turn on the microphone. Attach the wireless microphone to a piece of clothing with either the clip, or you can use a magnet to attach it. If you have a second person in your video, you can simply hook them up with the second microphone and you would have perfect audio for both. Alright, the Lark Max has a bunch of other nice features that I could talk about, but let's just do a quick comparison test so you have a better idea what these microphones sound like. This is the ZV-E10's built-in microphone, and it probably sounds okay, but I'm sure we can do better with an external microphone. This is the Sony ZV-E10 with the Rode Video Micro attached, a small shotgun microphone. Let's see if it sounds better. This is the Sony ZV-E10 with the Hollyland Lark Max, a wireless microphone system. So which one of these 3 options do you think sounds the best? Let me know in the comments. We already covered the option of adding a top handle to your ZV-E10 rig for getting more stable footage. And of course the vibration compensation of the Tamron lens helps as well. But if you want to go a little bit further and get some really buttery smooth footage, you might want to invest a little bit of money into a gimbal. And when I say a little bit of money, I mean that quite literally. This Feiyutech Scorp Mini gimbal is priced at just over $200, which is pretty incredible considering all its features and overall quality. The first thing that you'll notice is the T-shaped handle of this gimbal, and that is probably one of the things that I love the most on this gimbal. Having a handle like this makes it super easy to quickly change camera angles and to do some low angle shooting. The Scorp Mini has a touchscreen on the handle where you can adjust all their settings and select all the different modes. You can use the joystick at the rear or the knob on the front to perform camera moves such as pan or tilt. With a weight of 787 grams, this is a very light and little gimbal, and you might be wondering how well it performs with the ZV-E10 and the Tamron 17-70, which is quite a long lens for this type of gimbal. Well, it performs fine. It's definitely tight, but it fits and balances very well, even with a fairly heavy setup like this. Now you'll find a bunch of these types of small gimbals, but I really think that the Feiyutech Scorp Mini is one of the most interesting ones out there because of its unique design and because of its competitive price. So if you're looking to upgrade your ZV-E10 with a gimbal, definitely check out the Feiyutech Scorp Mini. Alright, one thing I haven't talked about in this video, but what is another great addition to upgrade your Sony ZV-E10 is an external monitor. And in this video right here, I talk about a very cool monitor with some unique features. So definitely make sure you check that out next. Alright, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.